Happy Sunday, lovely people. I hope you've had a wonderful week. I love how fast these weeks go, and I get to see you again and introduce you to lovely people. Today is no different. I'm going back to the United Kingdom to meet incredibly lovely Sean Smith. Super talented, super handsome, super smashing bloke. You are gonna love him. I cannot wait to introduce you to him, quite frankly. But you know what? I think we should check a little bit of him out, quite frankly. Let's go and check out this video by Sean. It's called Magic.
I'm not a believer, never follow all the prophets and the better life they promise. Some fall for illusion, follow rainbows. It's all blindness and confusion after all. Well, I've tried and I've tried and I've tried and I just can't see. But you make me feel that I wanna believe in magic. And you make me feel there's a light shining in the darkness. I can see what I never thought I could see. I can feel that it's real and it's gotta be you. You make me believe in magic. Oh, you've got me thinking of summer, when the icy cold of winter grips the city. You turn a bad day to a good day. Then you wave your hand and everything seems better. Oh, well, I've tried and I've tried and I've tried and I just can't do it alone. But you make me feel that I wanna believe in magic. And you make me feel there's a light shining in the darkness. I can see what I never thought I could see. I can feel that it's real and it's gotta be you. You make me believe in magic. Oh, and I wanna believe in something. Girl, I need to believe in something. And if I could believe in one thing, it's you make me feel. Oh, you make me feel. Oh, but you make me feel that I wanna believe in magic. And you make me feel there's a light shining in the darkness. Oh, I can see what I never thought I could see. I can feel that it's real and it's gotta be you. You make me believe in magic. Oh,
Now, I know after that, like my friend self, you are gagging to meet this man. You're going to have to wait a little bit longer, I'm afraid, because it's time to go for a super quick Jaden Show commercial break. Okay, are you ready? I know I bloody well am. I cannot wait to introduce you to the amazing special guest on the Jaden Show this week. Please put your hands together, scream, shout, wave yourself about, and welcome Sean Smith, everybody. Oh my goodness, the amazing Sean Smith. Welcome to the Jaden Show. How are you, lovely man?
I'm incredible, buddy. All the better for seeing you.
Well, you're a smoothie, you really are. How's it all going in the UK?
Yeah, do you know, the sun's coming out now, finally. It's taking its time.
Really?
It's probably not as nice as over there in Mexico, but I mean, we'll take what we can get here. Beautiful blue skies. I can even see a bit of a sort of palm tree. But it's an English palm tree. It's not quite the same.
Mate, it's all good. It's all good. And it's not often that you see palm trees and sun and blue sky together in England, no, for my 42 years experience. So, no, bloody enjoy. I'm surprised you're on here and not down the beach or something today.
Oh, I don't know if it's that much. It's still England.
Okay.
Don't get too much, Jaden.
You've got another couple of days left this year to do it. Don't worry, man.
Yeah, as the summer comes, I'm sure that, you know, it'll still be freezing, but we'll be giving it a good go.
Yeah, oh, I hope from your mouth to the Lord's ears, I tell you, I hope you get some good. My mum will feel a lot better for it. She's always like, oh, do you know, it's lovely and sunny, but it's bleeding cold, she's always saying. So, yeah. Anyway, we're not here to talk about the weather. We're here to talk about you and the artist that you are. But firstly, I want to go back to how it all began. So when did you start becoming like, was you an early bloomer or a bit of a late flourisher? What happened? Like, when did Sean Smith become Sean Smith the artist?
Oh, the artist, like the solo artist was like way into the future. But what I mean by that is like after XFactor. When I think about when I first started out, it was late compared to a lot of kids. I'd say... I'll never forget there was like a school teacher at school who just seemed to like me, and I was always a bit of a Jack the Lad and always getting in trouble. And he said to me, you should come to the choir. And I was like, no, that is so uncool. I'll get bullied for it.
That's for Jaden's, man. We don't want that shit.
Not like that at all, no.
Mate, I got thrown out the choir because I couldn't sing a bloody note, so don't worry about it. Ain't no shame.
And now you're smashing out.
Now I'm the superstar as I am in my own living room. It's wonderful. But yeah, so did you join?
I did. Partly because it was kind of like I liked the teacher enough, and I knew that I'd get in good favour.
Okay.
And I remember this one day they basically said we were like rehearsing in the hall, and they said, right, it's going to go into assembly, and then we're going to do a performance during the assembly. So anyway, everyone's walked in, but instead of like turning us around so that we're doing the performance to the audience, he said, we'll keep it in this like rehearsal space that we're in, we won't move, we'll just do it as we have been rehearsing previous. And everyone's sort of come in, and I'm like nervous at this point, but I'm also thinking I'm at the front, no one can really see me because they're all behind me. And I start singing it's Oh Happy Day, you know, from Sister Act. And I'm the young lad, I'm that guy, I am him. And basically at the end of it, everyone was like, who's that singer? That poet, whoever that was amazing. And finally the word got around that it was me.
Sweet.
And it kind of like changed my whole school vibe, because everyone was like, you were that singer guy, weren't you? It was kind of like, you know, like your Susan Boyle moment.
I'm still waiting for mine.
Expected it. And it just changed my whole school life, and it also sort of changed. Yeah, just made me believe in myself. Nice. And from there, I got a bit of confidence, and it just kind of went from there. Always did I did karate when I was a young kid, but then I saw that my sister was getting all the plaudits from doing her dancing, so I went over there and started doing a bit of dancing. So I kind of was always in and around it, if you know what I mean. But I'd say that was my sort of crowning moment that kind of made me believe in myself.
So yeah, you went through, I'm still waiting for my geek to chic moment. I think I went from geek to freak. I think mine backfired. But before this kind of, your Sister Act debut-ish, Like, what was going on around you musically when you were really young? Like, what was you listening to? What were your family into?
Always loved it. Oh my goodness, just everything really. I mean, was the thing. Previous to I had, so I should let you know, I grew up with both my nan and granddad and my mum and dad in like the same house. I was always around both of them. Obviously, my mum and dad were both working, so I was always sort of palmed off on my nan and granddad. So I had that previous era of music, like, you know, the sort of 50s, 60s, maybe even 40s, like when they were young. And then I had my mum and dad's era of music and the sort of stuff that my dad was into. I remember one of my first ever albums was like Bon Jovi Crossroads album.
Okay.
Then I got into rock stuff, Meatloaf, all that kind of stuff. And then all through the 90s and early 2000s, I started like leaning into pop. Basically, I loved anything, really. That was, yeah, but you know, so I remember on the X Factor they said that I was. They said at times like, these guys are a little bit old fashioned, and I think that's my nan and granddad's. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that, mate.
No, that everyone thinks that their era is the best, and they try and show you these songs that they love because they're passionate about it. And that's one thing that was huge, was the passion across all of my family for music. And even before I knew I could sing, I was always really passionate about it, and always pretending I was a rock star or pop star in front of the mirror, you know. So it just, it was kind of a natural thing for me, really.
So who was your kind of like, as you was getting a bit older and taking like music, getting a little bit more interested in music, like who were your go-to artists? I mean, like, and then no shame, you can admit to anything here. It's just you and me chatting, right? No one's going to see it. So who was your go-to? Like when you were just like, right, I got 20 minutes in front of the mirror with me airbrush, I'm doing this now. Who was you doing?
Early doors, it was definitely Meatloaf. I remember having like a hankering pretending to be him because I saw it on MTV or something. But the big one was Robbie Williams. Through, I'm sure, it was really weird. Like I was never huge on him when he was in Take That, and I always used to go, "Oh, Take That, that's for girls, ha ha ha," you know, that sort of thing. Started to actually secretly love him. And then when he became a solo artist, I just loved his whole attitude, and I really felt for him, and I watched all his documentaries, listened to all his albums, and I remember really him being a really big influence during those days. But
he was a bit of my stage name back in the day was Jaden Williams when I was signed to BNP. Was because it wasn't for any reason that I just wanted to marry Robbie. I mean, that was the only reason, and I was a Take That. So I remember going to work with a guy that done the Everything Changes album. His name was Elliot Kennedy, amazing writer producer, and he'd done the first 4 singles for me and my group at the time. And I just remember walking into his house and just thinking, oh my god, like 2 weeks ago Robbie was here. I was just like, I didn't know whether to sing near the mic or take photos of it or take it to bed with me. I mean, I just didn't know what to do. So I was kind of, you know, I thought Robbie was an absolute superstar, but I was pure Take That boy. Pure Take That as well. You know,
secretly I was too.
It's all right, mate. There's no shame. And I've got great therapist numbers if you ever need to chat to anyone. We're all good.
Honestly, Jaden, I liked everything. I remember going to Woolworths and having just pocket money to buy only one CD, and I chose one time I chose Bewitched, C'est La Vie. The other time I chose Lolly, Mickey, because it also had, if you put it in the CD-ROM, you get the video as well, and I knew I loved the video.
Okay.
So, and I remember, you know, like the sort of school bullies sort of thing. I was coming back buzzing with my CD, and they were like, "Come on, then show us what you got at the shop," you know. And I sort of pulled out. They were like, "Lolly," you know. I was like, "Give my CD back."
I'm gonna cry if you don't. The 90s was amazing, mate. The 90s.
And put it in my CD-ROM and watched it over and over again. Like no shame, mate. No shame. Those were the days. But like you said, then, you know. It's amazing, by the way, being signed to Sony and you know, getting to have those kind of experiences. And I felt exactly the same because weirdly, eventually, Lolly's manager became Same Difference manager.
I know.
And it was just this is such a weird thing. I remember that's so clearly because of the the whole situation of saving up money and then sort of lads trying to wind us up and everything. But yeah, I've never told that story before. So
that's right, mate. Yeah, exclusive. I'm going to plug it as an exclusive. I remember, obviously, I think there was a whole bunch of pop groups that were going around together at the time because we were all releasing. My pop group was called Beyond, and it was like there were nights all over the country of Billy, Bewitched, and Beyond. So like the three of us, and then we literally, us and Steps, we had pretty much probably about an 8th month tour together because we were releasing at the same time, but we didn't have the same backing as Steps got, and but it was just amazing. It was just the best time for music, and it was, I think, one of the funnest times for music. The music was just really good energy. Oh, I love them. It's quite interesting. Me and H used to go and give flyers out before our shows at like Ritz's in Romford or whatever it was called, right? And they were coming out with "My boot scooting baby is driving me crazy," and we were coming out with. And we were like, Take That meets Eternal. So it was 2 black girls, 2 white guys, and we were doing pop R&B. So we were kind of and obviously the boys loved the girls loved me and Steve, and so we were quite cool. And when Steps came out, and it was like Boot Scooting Baby 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever it was called, the kids used to rip up the flyers of Steps and throw them at Steps when they were singing, and we came on doing like R&B routines, all this kind of stuff, and the kids loved it. And we remember saying, it just shows how never expect the expect. I mean, it's so never what you expect either, because we were like, Steps are amazing, they're such lovely guys, but they're never going to make it because no one likes them.
Yeah. And yet
they were huge, and we were, we had a shit manager and got dumped a couple of months later. But but it was amazing.
They're now like transcending it. They're like in that world where they've now got their own musical. Like I think you have to be a certain type of artist to be able to then tour and sell out musicals like people when you're not even in it. And it's just using your music. Yeah. You've got to have a good repertoire and also a really good following to be able to have that. And they're kind of transcendent now. It's amazing, and
it's brilliant.
That comeback really worked, and you just think. But no, what you said about all the flyers, I funnily enough, at school I was in a boy band called For You to Envy, which ended up doing Steps to the Stars.
Okay.
Which was H and Claire from Steps doing like a kids show, and we used to go and do all those is it snap dance discos, all that kind of stuff. And we all thought we were too cool for school. I remember one time sat there on the front of the stage giving it like boy bands, and all the girls are screaming. Lads throwing a coin at me, hit me in the middle of the head.
Love it.
I'm like, I've never read anything like that in my life, But doing back in the day, that was how you had to get your name out there.
No, come on, it was all bloody what,
all the gigs and getting fans to sign up to your fan club and whatnot. And and if you had enough people on the mailing list, that's how you got signed. So it's all changed. Yeah, everything sort of changed.
Internet now, isn't it?
Yeah, followers and that, isn't it? It's kind of similar, but instead you've just got to press a button rather than sign up.
Which seems way more difficult than getting people to write their name, address, phone number, and that on a piece of paper. To get a subscribe or a like is almost bleeding. You like asking them for a kidney.
I know, it's mad. It's because everyone's trying it, and so you've got to have something so different. Whereas when they actually see you and they're actually there, and you can feel the energy of the performance, that's the difference. Because they're going, these guys are actually really sick. I love them. I've committed to this night because I'm having such a good time, and they've made that happen. So I'm going to sign up.
And you get to meet them and give them, chat to them and give them your autograph, and that just has that whole personal touch. Whereas sitting behind a screen, is even this is a great chat, but it's not like sitting and have a cup of coffee in Starbucks. You know what I mean? It's a different kind of. It's that personal touch. I remember doing a 3-song PA. I think it was Ritz's in Romford, something like that, and it was a fucking jungle night, mate. And then we come on in like open shirt, flat like beads, singing "Only Love Will Turn the Key," and they were like, for the whole 3 songs, not one clap, not a smile. They were just like this. They didn't want this little boy-girl group doing pop on a jungle night, and the record company came up and said, "Do you guys want to be famous?" You done absolutely nowhere. I just wanted to go home and talk to my mum. I just had enough at this point. It was a hard work, mate. It was really hard trying to beg people to like you.
You're never going to get. This is the thing. Music's so subjective. You can do the wrong. You could be at the wrong place at the wrong time. I remember, similar to what you just said there. Same difference. Got booked for a gig just after X Factor. And they built the whole final of like Scotland against Wales against England. So it was like 3 countries. And we got booked for like, I think it was like a student night in a student, what do they call it? Like student bar or whatever they call it, you know, And they booked a few others on there. I think Diana Vickers was on there, 1 or 2 others from the X Factor. Because they all loved the winner, Leon Jackson from our year, they were just, their English antsy us. And we did so many gigs in Scotland where people really liked us. So it was just this one random night. And I remember second we came out, just booze. And you're just devastated, you know? You don't understand what it's for, why it is, but it's just, you know, I thought it was probably something to do with that, either that or it was just like, no, we're here for other artists, not you, and we're going to let you know about it. And that's fine. It was the only time it ever really happened to us. But yeah, it's not ideal, is it? But I think this is the thing, you can get through that. Like we were talking off air about, you know, doing the sort of long gigs and eventually playing to no one, but it gives you so much experience. That experience kind of made you realise you can just get through anything. You can just power through, you know.
If you can do, I mean, like I think when we chatted before, I can't remember if you said you'd done the Working Man's Club up north. Had you done Working Man's Clubs?
Oh, I did them all over the place. Oh, this was like, so the way I look at it, it was like that was my learning. So from finishing school, then I got out, lumping the gear around, going and doing the clubs and the pubs and stuff, and that really got me in good stead. I never went to sort of performance college, but my sister did. She went to Italia Conti in London. But I'm still to this day kind of proud that I've managed to have the career that I have without doing any training. You know, it's all kind of natural and learning on the gig, you know. But those days were so important, you know, getting out, lugging the gear around and doing 345s and seeing what worked and learning how to work a crowd. And then I was in a boy-girl band, same as you. We were, but yeah, I think we talked about this off air before. We had a manager called John Black, who was kind of quite big at the time, and he managed to get a band called D-Side signed, and they had like 1 or 2 hits on the front of all the girly magazines, but it kind of ended up breaking up in the end. Derek from D-Side actually ended up on like Milkshake, I think, like Channel 5 or something here in the UK, which is like a kids' TV show. He's a good lad, and he was like their main star. And I remember chatting to him quite a bit back in the day. He's a good lad. Then realised that, you know, we weren't getting signed. There's no money in it. So then packed my bags and went off on a cruise ship. And then UK tours, all that kind of stuff. And then decided, right, I want to go for X Factor. And that kind of changed everything, really.
How did it change everything? In what way?
Literally overnight. I mean, I remember, God, I'm going to have to tell you this story. So there was a girl, I was doing a tour at the time called Dancing Queen, and there was a girl she'd been in like Les Miserables, and, you know, and she was absolutely incredible, superstar, so amazing, a privilege to work with her, and I've met her a few times since. She's brilliant. But we both went for We Will Rock You, and it was like the second casting at the time. And I went for Galileo, got down to the finals. And Galileo, by the way, is the lead part in the show. We Will Rock You was an out on Queen musical. So get to the finals. I felt like I did really well. Like they were applauding me in the audition. Like I came out of there thinking this could be a big break. We both went for We Will Rock You and X Factor at the same time. We're in the Nando's this one day on tour. Yeah. She gets call from her agent. She's just got a West End gig of We Will Rock You. And everyone's obviously gone, wow, she's going on to bigger and better things. We're just doing this UK tour at the moment. She's off. She's a superstar. Amazing. Everyone's like pulling out the drinks, giving her a round of applause, all that kind of stuff. I get a call from my agent. It was a no. You're just a little bit too soon for you. But, you know, come back another year. Basically got let down gently. But the same year, we were both in the X Factor. She got through to like judges' houses or something like that, I think, and then got cut out there, and we went all the way to third. And I just think, what a sliding doors moment.
Yeah, really.
I also think, like, in my mind, that I felt like I had to prove myself because of that feeling of getting let down, and how it was like people didn't know how to be, whether to be like overjoyed for her or upset for me.
Yeah.
And obviously it was so painful for me to deal with when I was a young kid like that, that I think that really drove me on through X Factor to go, I've got to prove myself in this, you know? It's weird what goes through your mind, isn't it?
You're always in that, you know, you've got to roll with the punches in it. And even, I mean, firstly, for like, the industry is not good for someone with mental health. And I've suffered mental health my whole life, so it's been bloody hard work, to be fair. But because it's not the politest industry to work in, like, it's one of the most judgmental, cutthroat, like, really hard going, mate. And you do learn to just, okay, well, every no leads to a yes, so let's just carry on. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, I'm still waiting to be an overnight success after 34 years, mate. It'll bloody happen at some point.
You got to keep going. That's it. It's exactly it, honestly. And waiting on finding out for gigs, that's one of the worst ones. So you've done your audition, and then you can't do any more. You're just waiting to hear. Yeah. And that period always sends me a little bit doolally. I had one recently, because obviously, as you know, we tried to chat before, and on that, I think we should probably go there. I found out my granddad was heavily ill, and I had to leave the interview, didn't I? And obviously passed away the next day, which is really sad. A lot of my fans know about it. Yeah, I know. And I really thank you for how kind you were looking after me on that. I forgot my train of thought now while I was going there. But
you were saying about, you know, like having to roll with the punches, all this kind of stuff.
So then I had to, so then the week after I found out I had an audition for Choir of Man. And it's really, really big show. I don't know if you know, you probably won't have heard of it because you're over. It's gone from strange to strange. It was originally an Edinburgh Festival, and it's ended up becoming like a really big show around the world. And anyway, so on the Saturday I found out Grandad, and then Friday I had the audition. And it was basically happening the Friday, Monday and the Tuesday, and the Tuesday would be the finals if you got through. And so on top of losing my granddad, I had to like learn all the material, you know, really struggling, going to my first audition. Can you come back Monday, do that one? Can you come back Tuesday? The Tuesday's like an all-dayer. I literally leave in the morning to get, I was going to get a train, and the train was cancelled. I then tried to drive the rest of the way, realised I'm never going to make it in time because of the traffic. So parked at a different train station, like managed to get a train, just about made it by the skin of my teeth. Next minute you're thrown into a dance audition. But my friend, who was my understudy on the last job that I did, he was there going up for the same part, and I just thought, I haven't got any fight in me today, you know, I've lost my granddad. I'm not a dancer. The next minute, we're all pretending we're amazing mates doing a dance, you know. Then they say, oh, this doesn't mean that you're cut, but we don't need to see anything more, but we need to see this person, that person. Come out of there feeling like there's no way I've got this. Yesterday, got a call to say I've got it.
Oh, bizarre, mate.
It's like... But then,
when you least expect it.
But then the time when they want me to go sort of coincides with something else that I'm going to do, and I've also already signed another contract. So now I'm asking whether I can change to a different because it's going out touring in all different places. I've asked if I can go on a different cast, but you know,
But you were wanted. That's the most important thing. It wasn't a rejection. It was a success.
Do you know what you said? Mental health. I was, because of my granddad, and then waiting on that, it was like double whammy. You're going through that worry, and for any performer who says that doesn't affect them, I think they're lying.
Of course, mate. I remember in a rehearsal the night my father died, And when I say, can I go home because my dad's just dead, they said, how serious do you want this? I'm like, what? You've got 45 minutes left. I'll give you lift to station in 45 minutes time when your rehearsal's finished. My dad had just died, like literally 10 minutes later. It's crazy. It's a real difficult industry. But I think, like, you know, like now as a 50-year-old, 53-year-old, I would now probably give them the finger if that was the case, because I personally don't need it. I don't need that adoration, that feeling of, you know, I think before it was more to feed my insecurity because I had very low self-esteem. So I would just do anything to please anybody, you know. But now I'll be like, boys out, you understand the spin. It's, you know, like, I'm going home, mate. If you want me, I'll see you Tuesday. It'll be like that now. But yeah, it's not the easiest industry.
You literally, as you're getting older, you just go, oh, I've been there, seen it, done it. I don't need any of that heat. But I get it when you're on your way up and you're thinking it's an opportunity and you don't want to miss it. You're so game and you're so hungry. And I think that's kind of like the whole vibe with signing on the dotted line for the X Factor. You probably know you're signing your life away for quite some time, and I know a lot of the people that do it at the moment. We got in at a time when they hadn't really tied everything up quite as badly, so I know people in seasons after us, they ended up in worse contracts. So we were quite lucky in that sense. But even then, you know, you were basically, you know, handing yourselves over. Really? But I wouldn't change any of that for the world, you know.
No, but, you know, would you do it again?
Without a doubt. I think really? I talked about this. Yeah, they were doing an X Factor All Stars thing, but they tried it with Britain's Got Talent, and it didn't really work. So then they scrapped the idea. But we were in talks. We talked money and everything about going back.
But would you re-audition for something?
I don't think I need to now, mate. I honestly, I think, for one, there ain't no way a 40-year-old's winning it. You know, it's like, if you look across all of X Factor, you know, how many times did an over 25 win it? I'd like to know that answer, because I don't know. I'm sure it has happened, but it's very unlikely, because the people who watch it are like the younger kids. They're the ones that are most impressionable, you know. So I don't think, for one, you wouldn't have a chance of winning it. Do you know what I think would be unbelievable? Is for sister's got 3 boys, and the eldest is absolutely smashing it, mate. He's got natural ability in this game for days. Really? And I'm so proud of him, honestly. And I'm already like, oh, don't do it. You don't know what you're letting yourself in for. But it's like, you can't stop them when they got that love, you know. And I'm just thinking, I could imagine him going for something like that. Wow. And that being like my proud heyday, you know, like, do you know what I mean? We kind of did this sort of thing 20 years ago, and look at what's now. You know, it's like, I've just got this vision of something like that happening, but I think no. I mean, I'll always perform. Just like, I mean, you're what you said, 12 years older than me. You don't look it, by the way. You look
sensational, mate. Soft filter. Soft filter, castor oil. That's what it is.
Castor oil in my life, I know that much.
You're doing well, mate, don't you worry.
But I forgot the reason for that.
No, you said about, you know, like you're gonna, you know, your nephew might be going for it. You said you're always going to perform.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think you
can't not, mate, really.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I don't really know a lot else, and you know, there's always like teaching. There's you know, producing is another one. Maybe being an agent. You know, it'd have to be something within this industry. But all the time, I've still got it. You know, I mean, it's like the other day, the amount of lads that were there all up for the job, and you know, still managing to book it. I'm 40 years old. These are like young kids, you know, and they're up and coming, and I've still got that bit of fight and fire in me, like I had from when I was younger. So I just think all the time you can still do it, and you've got the energy for it, and you've got the love for it. Just keep ploughing on, and that's what I'll do. Yeah.
Long may you bloody reign. That's what I say.
you too, mate. You too.
Mate, I'm going to do it until they have to wheel me in a bath chair, and I can't do 3 hours straight. I've got to take 15-minute breaks because I need a wee. That's going to be when I have to start looking at whether I can do it anymore. But at the moment, yeah. And like you said, like I sing more now, and it's for a complete different reason than it was when I was in my 20s. But I'm a way better singer now than I've ever been.
Yeah,
I couldn't touch any of the stuff that I touch. I mean, the stuff that I do now, I wouldn't have even dared touch it, when I was in my 20s and trying to be famous. Like, now it doesn't faze me at all. I mean, I'm not the best singer. I'm not a great singer. I'm bloody versatile and bloody all right. But, but like I said, it's just a different... But I've worked my... like yourself, I've done my work, mate. I've worked my arse off. It's not like I've done 3 TikTok videos and now I think I'm famous. It's, 34 years, millions of people, thousands and thousands of shows, and, so...
It's incredible, man. It's like a muscle, though, isn't it? It's like going to the gym. The fact that you're using your voice so much is going to strengthen. Yeah, and, and that's what happens, and your voice just gets used to it. And
you learn to play with it. So it's another instrument, you can play the guitar flamenco, you can play rock, you can play country, bluegrass. And it's the same with your voice as well. Like, I don't sing Nessun Dorma the same as I sing Dua Lipa. Yeah. Because I'm going to sound like a knob, quite frankly.
But you manage to do both, do you?
What's that?
Do you manage to do both? You do both in your set?
Oh, mate, I do it in one set. So I'll do everything from mariachi and old style, like Mexican classics. I do Dua Lipa, Whitney Houston, Tina Turner, Oasis, Coldplay. Like, I've got I do everything. I mean, but I said I'm not going to sing. Like I said, I'm not going to sing Wonderwall the same way as I'm going to sing. I Want to Run to You by Whitney. I'm definitely not going to sing Beyonce's All the Single Ladies the same as I'm going to sing, Nessun Dorma, because they'll have me beaten up. So, but you learn to put different flavors, different improvs, just different colors in your voice. So,
this is something like that I have the same as you from doing the gigs from when I was younger. Is being versatile, singing everything. But nowadays, like in this world, people want to put you in a box, don't they?
Well, they've always done that. I mean, like even in the 90s, you couldn't even add an instrument that wasn't seen as pop R&B. So you want to put a harmonica in there? No, mate. You go and join steps. Doing that country western shit, you're pop R&B. So you could probably get away with a saxophone, but that would be it. And that was thanks to Tony Braxton and Kenny G and all these people, that were having saxophone in their Babyface stuff. But, like now, I think the industry still is the industry. So I released a reggaeton track about 3 years ago, which was really cool, with a Mexican artist in English and Spanish. I sung in English and Spanish. He rapped in Spanish. And it was really, really good. And, there were probably about 3 or 4 record companies that were really interested, 2 in Spain and a couple in the States. And they really like it, but you need to change the hi-hat. We're like, no, mate. Well, we're not taking it unless you change the hi-hat. You take it, you change the hi-hat. If not, we're happy how it is. So we never got signed because we wasn't about that. We were making fun music. But I think it's still the same. I still think people still want to fit you in a category. And a couple of guests that I've had recently on the show, and it's something I believe is that music is an energetic, it's a vibrational energy. So I think if you're trying to create a brand that is, like Sean Smith always sounds like, Jaden Cornelious always sounds like this particular genre, then that's different, and you've probably got more chance of fitting into a chart at this point. But I've got to a stage now where I sing what I bloody want to sing because I've got to entertain myself first. Because if I'm bored shitless of Jaden, and I've sung with Jaden for so long that I can easily get bored shitless of Jaden, So now I've got to do things that I love. And I've even been in a show in this beautiful hotel in Cancun in Mexico. And I was halfway through this song and I was like, do you know what? I'm so not feeling it. I just stopped it halfway through and they looked at me and went, listen, if I feel it's shit, you ain't going to like it either. So let's do something we'll all enjoy. And carried on because, for me, it's about authenticity now. I've got nothing to prove, anymore. I just do what I love to do,
Well, no one's got no one's got the ability to like focus on something too long anyway, have they?
Well,
And they say now with records, like if you don't hook them in the first 30 seconds, that's why most songs you hear anyway are just teasing the chorus right at the very beginning, because it's like, you know, it's the hook of the whole entire song, and they want to get you early.
That was in the 90s as well, mate. We were told when, you know, you've got to get them in the first 30 seconds of that track.
Yeah, I suppose it's always been the same, but you know, I think that because you can get anything anywhere at any time now. I mean, back in the day, you kind of had to sort of save up and wait and buy something, or wait for DVD or video, or whereas nowadays it's just like bosh, and you know, you could just get it, and it's like instant, and so everything's always fighting for attention, isn't it? You know,
completely. And I remember, you know, I didn't have much pocket money, so I couldn't get 5 singles probably before the album. I could probably get the first 2, and then have to wait for the album to get out. And I couldn't go and buy another album probably for another 6, 7, 8 months, whatever, because I didn't have that kind of money. So you canned that album for 6 or 7 months. So by the time you knew every lyric and every song, even though some of them might have been a bit weaker than the others, every song was a hit by the end of that 10 months. You knew them all. Because you didn't have Spotify, where, you know, say one of my playlists, I think it's something like 19 hours, and it's a chill at home one, and I've got everything from Vera Lynn, Edith Piaf to the Carpenters, ABBA, up to Dua Lipa and Sabrina Carpenter and, you know, Olivia Rodriguez. It's like this whole almost, I guess it's like a 8-decade worth of music on that playlist, you know. But you didn't have that. It was a single or Top of the Pops or VH1 MTV when that was kind of doing its rounds, you know. And the box was really cool. And but you didn't have that ability just to, you know, to have any track from any artist in any language, in any genre, from any country in the world at literally a press of a button or a search, you know.
Yeah. But I don't know if it's better or worse, but I've certainly
this is what it is, right?
I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't, but I think it is probably good for a lot of people that, you know, you get more individuality, because everyone is so unique now, whereas a lot of it was like fed, you know, you were getting dragged along a little bit by you know, certain things that everyone would watch, and you know, whereas nowadays you can really be your own individual, which I guess is a good thing. I set up.
I think it's perfect. What's going on for you at the moment? So you've just had this notification to say you're in. So, I mean, what is happening for Sean Smith like right now in the present?
Well, right now at this moment, I'm kind of waiting to see if they can put me on in the other cast, because that would mean that I can definitely do it. If not, I've got a really big decision to make, because there's some directing that I can do this year, and I've also signed up for a job at the end of the year as well. So it would mean if I did go, I'd have to drop out of those, which isn't a good look. So I'm hoping managed to get that sorted out. But I've also I'm in the midst of like motion and the release of my new EP, which I'm sure we're going to get onto at some point. It's been an amazing year, really. I worked away doing We Will Rock You, the Queen Benalta musical. Came out of that, ended the year with pantomime, and then took a little bit of a break earlier in the year, and that's when I released my latest EP, which I managed to put together with a guy called Saha Delay, who I met. He was the lighting guy on the show We Will Rock You that I was doing while I was away, and we didn't even realise that we could work together, that he was a producer. And on this one fateful day in Alaska, went in and got a coffee, and he had his laptop open, and I said, I've just bought the same laptop as you, what do you need it for? He said, I do music. And I said the same, I'm going to do music on mine. And it started this collab that just perfectly worked for the both of us. Nice. So we could do our shows in the evening and write and record throughout the day, and it was just really good memories, really special time. Yeah. Amazing.
So tell us about this new EP, please.
Yeah, so obviously I think I've given you the background. It's a collab with Saha Delay, incredible producer. It's 7 tracks altogether. It's all of them written and produced by me and Saha Delay completely. One of them is particularly special because it was like a demo that came from back in 2008 when they used to send Same Difference demos, and we never got round to writing it. Basically, they used to send an idea of a top line with no words to a track, and we'd if we liked it, we'd write to it. I always really liked this song, and but we never wrote the track to it. Anyway, years later, I was just playing it to Saha Delay, who's the producer, and I said to him, do you think we could do something with this? Do you think we could finally get around to writing this top line and bring it all up to date and make it viable? He was like, yeah, we'll give it a good go. And I ended up, because it was from that era, I ended up singing all about my sister and the incredible times that we had together and how she's moved on, grown, got a family. So it was a really deeply personal one. But to be honest, we could break down every single track. But I guess the best thing for you people watching to do is just go check it out, because it is really cool. But all the tracks are very, very different, and they're all quite personal and poignant to me in some way or another.
Okay, what's the EP called?
It's called Stay Human.
Okay,
which again was it was like, because everything's gone so AI based nowadays, and we just thought we just made this through pure heart, guts, determination, and got it done. Don't get me wrong. He mentioned when we did, because we did a series of podcasts talking about each track that we made on the album, and he mentioned at one point that he used an AI piano generator. Okay. And I was fuming. I was like, you didn't tell me that when you sent me the demo. You didn't tell me that, because I've been all about, it's all been made by heart and everything like that. But I guess that's just the way of the world now. If things are easier, then why not?
Yeah. I just recently sent a song to a friend of mine. He was on my show a couple of weeks ago. He's not a singer, but he writes songs, but he doesn't play anything either. And it was a way of getting his expression out was by using an AI program. And the songs that have come out are fucking amazing. And I said, well, do you think because I'm really I'm Space Invaders Atari boy, do you know what I mean? AI is really another realm for me. So I said, if I sent you a song that I've already done the lyrics and the music for, and I've got a demo of it, can AI make the demo nicer? Can it just recreate the track, but which it didn't? But basically, he put the lyrics in and he came up with a whole new song with this amazing male vocal, which I couldn't sing the notes that this boy sings. I mean, this AI boy sings. And just seen it's been put out today, and I was like, "Raw, man!" But it's a lovely song. I'm like, but like you said, going back to an earlier conversation, that AI voice, that AI song, is never going to be in a live show. You're never going to have that audience participation, that energy. That it might be great to listen to on a Sunday afternoon, but you're never going to hear an artist possibly sing it the way that it sounds, because that artist doesn't exist. It's an AI generated voice. And
not only the world's become used to everything being more perfect now, that's why a lot of artists are things up with auto-tune, all that kind of stuff. And then that's part of the beauty of going back through the decades and thinking to yourself, they never had all of these tools, and it was all instruments, heart, great production, someone that knows how to EQ properly, and it's just. And so that's why you can't help but look back to some of those tracks and go, how amazing that they managed to do it that way. I mean, even when we were early doors, when we were making tracks, it was so much more. So probably the album that Same Difference made, that was with Sony BMG, they paid, I think they spent $1 million making it or something like that. I reckon it could probably be made for $10,000 now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Because back then it was you had to go with the best producers that really knew their stuff and things like that. And nowadays it's people can go for a course or watch YouTube videos and learn how to produce just as well, because it's come so far,
Absolutely. So, because I'm old enough to be your mother, right? When I started, it was big ass reel-to-reel tapes, mate. Anyway, did you as well? Sweet. And you had guys there sitting there with scissors and sellotape, splicing and sticking bits together, where you had to cut that breath and cut that, you know, cough, or cut someone saying, coffee's up in the background, you know, and, you know, it was like a different world. We weren't even, and then it was like, you know, that mini disc, and, you know, and then it became, you know, technologically based with, you know, Logic and Pro Tools and stuff. But yeah, I was big ass reel to reel, mate. That's my first studio experience. That didn't happen now. I mean, it's just,
that was a proper way of going about it. And but you also you were under pressure because you only had a certain amount, because the tapes cost as well. You know, the reels cost so much that, you know, you didn't really have that many tapes. You could only you know, do a few.
To do a song within 3 takes. I mean, that was it. That was your limit. Yeah. You know.
So you had to be a quality singer and performer in order to get signed, because it would cost too much if someone was constantly bumming the notes and everything like that, you know. So
it's another world, mate, isn't it? I'm really pleased that I got to experience all of that, and I'm pleased that I'm now, you know, like able to see how it can progress, like now, you know, like how you can do things just from your living room. And we didn't have that blessing back in the 80s and 90s, you know. It's like, it's so wonderful to experience the hardcore part of it, and now just the beauty of the ease of it as well, to still be creative.
Yeah.
So, but mate, give me what's coming up for you, future plans, future dreams, future goals. Let's send them off on a high. What's going on?
Wow. You know, I think I've kind of done everything there is to do in this game, really. Just more of the same. I absolutely love it. I'm hoping that the album hits. I'd love to do some more work with Sahar Delay. Obviously, I think we've already spoken about the near future, what the possibilities are. I might be going off doing Quiet Man. It might be that I'm directing We Rock You this year, pantomime at the end of the year. So yeah, I've got lots of different options, lots of things happening, and I'll continue to perform till I'm, you know, till I physically can't do it anymore. But the fact that you're still smashing it is making me think I've got a good few years in me yet.
You've still got at least another 13, mate. You're still, I see. If you get really piss bored next year, let's do a
collab.
Long distance collab. Yeah, let's do something. That'll be good, mate.
Definitely. I'm going to get my I've got to get my power. Oh, it's upstairs. I've only got 10%, mate.
Don't worry, mate. Don't worry. Where can they find you on social media?
Oh, it's at SeanSmithSolo across all of them, and on there, if you want to check out my actual stuff, like the EP, everything like that, all my songs are on there. There's like a link on all of my socials, and you can just click it, and it's literally Bosch straight through, which I think is amazing nowadays that people can find you that way. But hopefully they've enjoyed the chat, they're intrigued, and they want to go and check it out. And it's a beautiful, safe space to come, you know, to come and enjoy all my stuff, and hopefully reach out to me. I'm always there as well. So
super
thanks for having me, buddy.
Super talented. And
thanks,
people at home, you obviously are completely enthralled by him now. So before you finish a packet of What's-Its and Panda Cola, make sure you go and check him out on all of his social media platforms. Is your music on like Spotify, iTunes, all this kind of stuff? Do you have music on there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. On all streaming and download platforms as well. Go and check out Sean Smith, and you'll see in the description of this episode, you'll see everywhere you can find this lovely man. Mate, thank you. We will stay in touch, and we'll definitely talk at the end of the year about a collab next year.
Jaden,
you love and luck in everything, dude.
And, thank you so much for how sweet you've been and everything like that. And for, you know, we've had to chop and change this around a few times for different reasons, but you're a top man. And I really appreciate you, mate. Absolute bloody pleasure. We will be in touch soon. People at home, stay watching this boy. Por favor. I'll see you soon, mate. Take it easy. Thank you, mate. See you later, buddy. Bye-bye. What a super, super lovely guy. Please, like I said, make sure you go and support him and show that brother some love on his social media platforms. And you can go and check out his music on all major streaming and download platforms too. Please go and say hi. See, you saw him on the Jaden show. Feel free to leave comments under this video as well. I'm sure he will check from time to time as well. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for allowing Sean and I into your inner sanctum. I hope you've enjoyed the show as much as I have, and I
have. And I will be back again next week with another exciting and wonderful and beautiful human being to introduce you to. Now, before I go, we are going to watch another video, I believe, from his new EP. It's called Flower in a Book. I'm going to leave you with that. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you like. Make sure you share with everybody, including your enemies, because I can guarantee you, after sharing Sean with them, they probably won't be your enemies any longer. Leave comments, leave likes, leave shares. I mean, just do everything you can. And I will see you next week on The Jaden Show. You take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.
And we're called Same Difference.
I never would be noticed. It happened 'cause of you. Time is moving quickly. Now you're a family of 5. So cherish every moment. Feel glad to be alive. And I know that you're better off without me. Yeah, I know that you're better off without me.
Well, unfortunately for you, it comes down to me now. You are possibly 2 of the most annoying people I've ever met. And for that reason, I'm going to say yes.
As I grow, the memories live on. They'll shine into the future till I am dead and gone. And I really hope that you don't know the love we brought. A little sunshine, a flower in a book, a flower in a book. Been on the road for months now. Third show today at dawn. Delirious and laughing. Tomorrow there's 2 more. Now you are the mentor, shaping future stars. And light on what you stand for. Their dreams the same as ours. Now I know that you're better off without me. Yeah, I know that you're better off without me. As I grow.